Hi everyone. This is my first ever published novel. I've written lots of books, but this is the first novel I've ever read and written and published. Like a lot of emotion erupted while writing this particular book. At some point, I was happy, I was angry, I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit while in the bathroom that you're writing on forgiveness while you're harboring two people in your heart. I cried because what they did was hurtful. But I had no option. I just had to let go. Because in this book, you will learn that who are you not to forgive whom the Lord has forgiven? A lot of things happened. I just had to let go. I cried while writing it. I laughed. I was bitter. Let me just gist you one part. My dad is the kind of person that can read a very short book in a month. But this particular book, over 200 pages, he finished reading it in 1 week. Sometimes he will call me as he's entering the house. Like, "Hey, can you believe that? That guy really pity that guy." I was like, "Daddy, calm down. It's a novel." He's like, "No, but I was really surprised. Lots of people that does not really like reading book, once they start this book, especially immediately they get to chapter 4, they got glued to the book. This book is really wonderful. So the inspiration came when I was in the bathroom. One night I was heavily pregnant when I wrote this book. Pregnant with my second baby, my second child. I was heavily pregnant. The inspiration came while I was in the bathroom. And immediately when I got to the room, I started typing. But I realized something. The more I write it, the more the inspiration started coming in. I ended up writing a book over 200 pages. I thank God for that. It took me time over a month, like a month to finish this book, which is quite unusual compared to the other books I've written. It took me time because a lot of things came in. I started typing. The more I typed, the more the inspiration was coming. This book will teach you more about not only about love, your marriage, your relationship with your colleagues at work, your your relationship, even as a lover, love affair, business wise, lots of things. Some people that have been battered, damaged, this book will help you out that there's nothing the Lord cannot restore. Even in your friendship with people, you will know how important a good friend can go. You will know how damaging a bad friend can influence you. A lot of things is embedded in this particular book, Wounded Love. I got two people to do review for me, a Ghanaian and a Nigerian. So don't go anywhere. Wait right they do the review and hear them as they speak, what they actually learned about this book, their review about this particular book. Just stay there.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sean Thomas Kujo, and I'm going to critically analyze Edithedition's latest novel titled Wounded Love. A wise man once told me, if you can't gain any substantial knowledge, satisfaction, or lesson from a book, then discard it. And that was what I had in mind when I was, about to read Wounded Love. And believe me, I wasn't disappointed with the content. I wasn't disappointed with the content. And that's why I'm here as a reviewer to give readers out there an idea of what the book is about. Now, Wounded Love tells of how a 39-year-old married woman named Karen goes from living a picture perfect life to almost becoming the instrument that dismantles her home. Now, the novel narrates how Karen struggles to love her husband unconditionally despite the many unforeseen circumstances. For me, the basic concept of the story is seen in the shift that takes place in Karen's life due to a change in her husband's physical state. Her husband is named Luxon. So due to a change in Luxon's physical state and the aftermath of this change. So now Karen has to deal with being a good woman. She has to do with being a righteous woman. She has to do with being a good mother. And ultimately, she has to even become a forgiving human, all at the same time. In my opinion, it is this change that, reflects and brings about the true nature of caring and shows that everyone, disregarding whether they seem good or bad, is capable of anything when what they love the most is threatened. Broadly speaking, Wounded Love portrays a lot of themes from marriage to revenge to love, forgiveness, feminism, motherhood. It portrays a lot of themes that addresses a lot of issues in the society. So let's start with the theme of marriage. Wounded Love broadly explains that marriage or any successful marriage needs to have three major values, which are communication, honesty, and individual stability. And it is these three values that play a major role in every successful marriage. In short, Wounded Love just gives us the idea that marriage is not only good, but also there are ways in which you can make sure that marriage is successful just by following infinitesimal but key values. So these are one of the things that the book brings to light. Also, the book talks about the theme of revenge because as you read through the book, you notice that a lot of atrocities are committed. The book makes the reader question: Are all sins forgivable? And as I read through the book, I also had that question. And at the end of the book, I was able to get the answer to my question. So I believe as readers, when we read through the book, we're able to see and understand whether indeed all sins are forgiven. Also, Wounded Love addresses the theme of love, explains that love is unconditional, disregarding physical state, disregarding financial situations, and all that. Wounded Love brings to light everything about that. Now, in the case of language use, I would say that the use of language in Wounded Love is, you know, stylish and surprising. It's because the writer employs code switching. To those that don't know what code switching is, it is when there is a rapid switch from one language to another or between two or more languages. Now, if you read the book Wounded Love, there is a switch from three major languages. We have the Standard English, the Pidgin English, and a little bit of the Yoruba language. So the book utilizes three languages, namely Standard English, Pidgin English, and a little bit of the Yoruba language. Now, this change or code shift in the novel shows that sometimes in expressing certain emotions in certain or difficult situations, the use of one language can overshadow the other. Then in regards to the results, I would say that the book delved into a lot of emotions. There was a lot of fusion of emotions. When I was reading the book, I experienced a roller coaster of emotions. From shock, suspense, sadness, expectations, happiness, and believe me, ultimately, the satisfaction of a conclusion that was top notch. And then in addition, I would also like to explain to everyone that there is no perfect book out there. So I would like to give a detailed list of the weaknesses and strengths of the book. Well, let's start with the weaknesses. For a novel, I believe the book was rather short, having a total of just 216 pages. Now, for me, that is a little bit down the drain because we readers are used to 350, 300, 400. So seeing a book that is 216, it's a little bit weird, but overall, that's okay. Also, there was a repetition of some previously established facts which I found really, really unnecessary. So I felt that was some of the weaknesses the book had. Then as per the strength, the book shows a lot of quality, especially in the fact that the author provides a section after the end of every chapter for the reader to ponder on every single point or every single message she passes out in each chapter. And I think that was well plotted because it allows the reader to reflect. Also, the characters in the novels are very easy to relate with, and It allows the reading to be enjoyable because you're able to project yourself in the characters. You're able to see one or two characters that you can relate with on a more deeper level. And also the book delved and into important issues troubling individuals in our contemporary society. So it addressed a lot of issues that we experience in our contemporary society. And I feel like these were the strengths of the books. These were the strengths of the book. These are the advantages I felt the book had. Some things that would move readers to want to know or to want to read the book. Now, in conclusion, I recommend this book to every woman because it displays a lot of feminism, and also to every individual who has trouble understanding the concepts of love and marriage, and to anyone who has the question to where each human to forgive is divine, anyone who ponders or anyone who questions that saying, this book is for you. Uh, Honestly, if I was to rate this book out of 5, I would rate it a 3.9. 3.9. So overall, 3.9, that should be good to go. So, for those of you out there, just have fun and go get a copy of this book. I'm sure you enjoy it. Have a good time. Till we see you next time. God bless you.
Hello, my name is Omowumi Muyiloro. I want to review a book titled Wounded Love, written by Editholaide Folaleye. Now, the book is about a young lady who is an orphan and has been going through life challenges alone. She has had to suffer alone. She has gone through rejection. She has gone through a lot of hard things all by herself. Now, while she going through this hard time, she got pregnant. You know, hard things, crazy things happen to people who are suffering, who are living in places they do not even like, who are living in places where they are not safe. But so as the whole thing continues, she got pregnant and her life became more difficult than it used to be. Her life became more difficult than it used to be. She had a baby, her life became really, really difficult for her. But as the whole challenges continue, as the whole situation continues for her, she met a young man. The name of the man is Luxen. She met that man, Luxen, and Luxen loves her so much. He loves her so much and is willing to accept her with her past. Like, he does not care about her past. He does not care whether he has a child or he does not care. He just wants to love her and be with her for the rest of his life. So the whole our whole challenge just ended, her whole trouble ended. And since the two of them love each other so much, they got married quickly, and the man allowed her to bring her daughter in. So the man allowed her to bring her daughter in. As their life continues, like they were living together happily and everything looks okay for them, he had an accident. And with that accident, the doctor said he will never be able to walk again for the rest of his life. So all her hope was dashed. Like, as in, it was a huge blow on her. But she does not have a choice. She still has to stand by her husband. She still has to take care of her husband. And she did that. She quickly accepted fate and stood by her husband, took care of her husband. And she even went, like, she handled the man's business for him. So she stood strong behind her husband. So as the whole love thing continued, all of a sudden, the man found out that his wife was responsible for his accident, like the accident that took his leg, that make him never to be able to walk again in his life, was caused by his wife. Hmm. So he was heartbroken. Who wouldn't be? He was heartbroken, and he decided to bring the pastor over to talk to them, to talk to the two of them, because he was shocked. He was heartbroken. Like, why will his wife, the woman he has supported all his life, the woman he has spent his life loving, why will his wife do that to him? So the pastor came around and spoke to them. Hmm, this one took. Now, when the pastor came around to speak to them, to ask the wife why she will do such to her husband, she had to say some things. When the whole story came out, when she told the whole story to the pastor just had to, man of God now, what would man of God do? The pastor just had to ensure that the two of them are able to forgive each other. Now, two wrongs don't make it right. The two of them are already wrong. So the pastor ensured that they were able to forgive each other. So I like the book. The book is a nice one. It's a very nice one. And one of the things I like about it is that it talks about the events in our society. Like it talks about a lot of things that happen in our society that we as people in the society do not care about, that we as people in the society do not even notice enough. First, the challenges orphans go through, the pain and the suffering orphans go through. Because that lady, that Karen lady, she really went through hard time, like big, big things. So the challenges people like that go through with no one to help them, with no relatives that are compassionate enough to do everything to them, just how their parents will want them to be taken care of. So I like how it's talked about the suffering, the hardness that orphans in the society face. One of the things I like about this book is that it puts emphasis on how people are not so careful when it comes to raising a girl child. Now, when it comes to raising a girl child, nobody can be trusted. Nobody can be trusted. Like, and that is one thing that happens in our society. A lot of people have been sexually abused at one point or the other in their life. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of women have been abused sexually at one point in their life. And most of the time, when this happens, it happens right under the nose of their parents. It happens right under the nose of their guardian. And this thing goes on to change the personality of these children, yet their parents do not do not notice it. Okay, for instance, this book, this man has been abusing this girl right under her mother's nose. Like in the same house that she lives with her mother. This man has been consistently abusing her. And even when she left home to go to the university, the man still kept on going to the school to abuse her, and the woman was unaware. She does not even know. Now, and when they get changed from being this happy person to another person entirely, the woman was still insensitive to notice that something is wrong with this girl. Now, this is a lesson to parents or guardian of girl child, that when you have a girl child, nobody can be trusted. Everybody is a suspect. Don't trust anybody with your girl child. Everybody is a suspect. Most of these children who suffer sexual abuses, it starts with a girl child. Nobody can be trusted. Everybody is a suspect. Don't trust anybody with your girl child. Everybody is a suspect. Most of these children who suffer sexual abuses, it starts right under the nose of their parents, the uncles and everybody that come around. Nobody can be trusted. So I like the fact that the book is calling attention to it and how these children can change from the happy person they used to be into someone that does not even care about life, that is moody, that is indifferent about life. So I like the fact that the book is talking about the things that happen in our societies, mirroring our society and calling attention to to things in the place where our society has not been so serious. Like now, one of the things I don't really like about the book is that two wrongs, I believe two wrongs don't make a right. Now, at the end of the day, in the book, both of them are wrong. The wife was wrong to have planned the accident or the accident that almost took the life of her husband. She's wrong to have done that. And the man is also wrong to have abused that little girl for many, many years. Like that's odds. So he's wrong. But I don't like the fact that the woman went on to plan the accident too, because two wrongs don't make a right. But at the end of the day, both of them were able to realize that they are wrong and they were able to forgive each other. I think that's what life is about. You must be able to forgive yourselves, and both of them they were able to forgive each other. But I really feel that the woman shouldn't have even done that. She shouldn't have planned the whole accident thing. But that is the spice in the novel. That is what made the movie interesting. Imagine how I felt when he found out that his wife was responsible for the accident. I was like, what? That's why this lovey dovey, lovey dovey. So she actually planned this accident. Oh, baby. So, but apart from that, I think two wrongs don't make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right. At the end of the day, both of them has to apologize to each other. She has to apologize for planning an accident that took his leg, that like he will never be able to walk again for the rest of his life. And he has to apologize for doing that to her daughter. Now, I don't even like the fact that the woman has something to apologize for. I don't like that. I don't like that. But I think that is the spice of the novel. That is one of the things that make the novel interesting. They shock her. like what nobody was expecting. Because like for me, I didn't even think the accident was planned when I started reading the novel. And very fortunately, I think the accident scene was the first scene in the novel. So it didn't even occur to me that this accident might be planned, like this assassination or accident might be planned. It didn't even occur to me. I just thought, okay, it's part of life. So only for us to find out as the book continues that this was planned, and it was planned by baby girl. It was planned by his wife. So despite all the love, despite all the lovey-dovey, so you can still go on to do this to yourself. Really? So the book is a very nice one. I had fun reading it. I enjoyed reading every page of the book. I enjoyed reading it. And for me, I'll rate the book a strong 9/10. Thank you.
You just add what they said right now. So I will employ you to get your copy. It's on my seller page. And if you don't like soft copy, that you prefer hard copy, because it's recently I had to get miraculously, let me put it that way. I got my hands on few hard copies again because at some point everything was sold out. So I have limited copies of hard copy. In case you're interested, let me know. The hard copy will go for 6,000 naira presently, while the soft copy on seller is selling at 3,000 naira. Anyone you prefer, just let me know. You can go directly to the seller page now. I'm going to drop the link at the description box. Check yours and pay for it. Read it and come and drop what you learned about it. And please, for those people that have read this book, I want you to drop your comments at the comment section to let others see what they are missing in case they haven't read this book. Wounded Love is a must read for everybody: women, men, married, single, any category you can be, is a must read for you. Don't hesitate to get your copy. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Sean and Omongumi for their review on this book. I'm super happy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the effort you put in to record this video. Thank you very much. And until next video, remember to stay dignified and don't forget to read this particular book, Wounded Love, before the next video.